Hi, this video is to go over the basic Yochien and Hoikuen school supplies and what they're called, along with where you can find these items. First of all, we're starting with the hashi seto. This will be for lunch. So we have the Oshibori, and it'll have a little thin towel inside. In the morning before school, you'll get this wet, squeeze it out, roll it up, and then put it back in here. Younger kids at our school needed this. I don't remember what this is called, but this little mat is the actual case for the cutlery. This is the style you're gonna wanna get. Some have hinges and those are prone to breaking. This one has cracks. It's been dropped, sorry you can't see it, it's been dropped like crazy and it has cracks, but it's still going for, 3 years later. Is the hashi have little white spaces, and you will be expected to write the name on each chopstick, on each fork. This comes apart, and you have to write the name of your child on each. And then depending on if your kid can use hashi or not, you might need to get training hashi. Suito is the water bottle. Again, for the older Yochien age kids, this is the basic kind you can get. Ours broke. The other side broke. So normally the strap would go all the way around. But that happens. So the thing with Suito is you do not need to splurge. Just find the basic kind like this. It's gonna get dropped, it's gonna get swung around. So brace yourself emotionally just in case it breaks, and then maybe have a backup water bottle at home in case it. For little kids in Hoikuen, they're going to need a kind that has a straw. There's a super cute Anpanman one that's got this huge dome lid. It's adorable, but don't buy it. At least when we were there, it broke several times, and some classmates even had the same problem as us. So just don't splurge on these. Just find a basic kind. On the Hoikuen style ones with the straw, make sure that the place you buy it also has replacement straws because it can get chewed up. In the summertime, we were asked to bring a second water bottle full of water because it's hot and the kids are drinking more. So if they drink all of their Suito, then they can start drinking from their backup water bottle. And the backup can be anything. This really is literally the one that I sent to school, and it was fine. Sometimes we needed to bring a bento bako. Sometimes you'll see on the calendar it will say bento bako no hi or bento no hi, and then that's the day you'll have to pack a bento lunchbox for your kid. Some Yochiens have like once every week, others might be every day. Ours only required them on like ensoku days, field trip days, or special days. This is another item you do not need to splurge on because it will break. I don't know why this one hasn't broken yet. This one's done pretty good, but it doesn't really matter if it's a high-end, actually name brand kind, or if it's a cheap plain kind. But don't feel the need to splurge because again, it'll break. This one has not broken yet, and then this just very plain basic one we got at Konan has also done pretty well for now. Alright, we're getting into the towel portion of this video. You'll need a loop towel. Dupu taoru is what it's called. It's a square towel with a loop on the top. They use these to dry their hands every time they wash at school. They have little hooks and everything, and they don't have to use paper towels or hand dryers. We got this one at Daiso, and it's been through the laundry tons of times and it's held up like a champ. So if you want to go cheap, they have these cute bunny ones. If you want to splurge, by all means, get the kind you like. Okay, we have more towels in this bag. All right, taoru ketto, towel kit, taoru ketto. Maybe it's this whole set, or maybe it's just the blanket inside. But for nap time, they'll need a blanket, and of course it's Japan, so it's part towel. Maybe it'll be full towel, depends on the season. In the winter, we were asked to bring a heavier, like a quilt type or fleece type blanket. For my daughter in Hoikuen, she needed also a blanket, but she also needed a face towel. So it's these long towels you find in stores in the bathroom section. And then for the small kids, we were asked to get this, again, towel texture terry cloth on one side, but the other side is this plastic. So if they have a potty accident during nap time, it protects the mat that everyone is sleeping on. Sometimes you'll need to pack a plastic bag, biniru bukuro. Again, I got this one at the Daiso. This one was for Hoikuen use for dirty clothes. Don't worry though, because they tend to put the dirty clothes into another plastic bag, and oftentimes they'll even rinse it first. One thing I did not get here, I forgot, but if your child is in Hoikuen, they'll probably need a bib as well. Something else I forgot that's also going to go in a bag just like this is a cup and a toothbrush. At least at our Yochien, they would brush their teeth after lunch. Sometimes they need a handkerchief, hankachi. This one is not a hankachi, but it's similar to this. It's just like again, another little towel, and it's just a tiny square, tiny cloth square in case they get hot or something. Something else that's useful sometimes is to have a mask. This one's a fabric mask, but obviously you can get really nice kid-sized disposable masks in Japan. You'll use these on cooking days. But if your child is kind of sniffly or has allergies, then this is really nice to have on hand, just in case. Speaking of cooking day, a bandana to tie around the head, a mask to wear while cooking, and then they also needed an apron. And again, Daiso sells child-sized aprons. So sometimes there will be cooking day, so you'll need these eventually. You don't have to get these at the very beginning. It's really common for kids to take field trips to farms. They'll either go mikangari or potato digging, imohori. If they go imohori, then they'll be asked to have gardening gloves, and again, Daiso has them. They'll also need like a little shovel and their boots, nagagutsu. The shovel can also be purchased at Daiso. Nagagutsu are all over. But again, just like the cooking stuff, this is not gonna be right away. So wait until you see it on the monthly calendar, and then you can pop over and pick them up. 100 yen stores have these really useful labels with a plastic cover. So you pull the cover back, you write the name, then you peel the paper off and then press it on. And these hold up. I have not, for the 2.5 to 3 years that we were in Yochien, I have not had to replace a single sticker. We were required to write names on the front of all of the uniforms basically, or on the inside. So make sure you do have a laundry marker. We have the fat one for clothing type items, and then we have the thin point one for writing the names on the chopsticks. Something else is the nafuda. The nafuda is a safety pin. Some people have a clip, but I'm not too confident in that. With my child at least, I think it would have gotten pulled off quite a lot. But if you want to, you can use the clip. But we just got this little patch and we sewed it on because it was tearing holes into the shirt after a few years of wear. I had no idea about until my daughter's teachers asked us to bring little undershirts. In the summertime, it's gonna be this light tank top mesh kind. It's like a mesh texture. And in the wintertime, it's gonna be more like a t-shirt underneath. And a lot of Yochiens will have shorts all year round. Ours had long pants in the winter, but we could only wear the long pants after a certain date. And some of those days would be chilly, even though it was still shorts weather. But a lot of kids would wear long socks. They can still wear their sweatshirts, they can still wear coats on top. But if you want to bundle your kid up a little bit more, maybe get some knee-high socks if you don't already have some. And then again, this is obvious if you're used to living in Japan, but I'm from a semi-arid climate and it just never sunk in with me. Always pack an umbrella. Most Yochiens will have a swimming class. They call it swimming kai at our school. And in the summer times, if your child goes during summer break, they might have mizu asobi, water play days. So if that's the case, most kids have this kind of plastic bag to carry their towel, swimsuit, goggles, and plastic bag in, along with a change of underpants. One more item that's for older kids is the pianica. This one we got at the mall at Aeon. It comes with a mouthpiece and a cord with the mouthpiece. And the senseis will put a name tag around here with like a tiny zip tie, and they'll rinse it out. This, you don't have to worry too much about it because they usually just take it and leave it at the school during the school time that they use it, and then during winter and summer breaks they'll bring it home. Finally, we have the otecho. Now, I'm not sure if otecho is just the pouch or if it refers to everything, but you're going to need to work on this basically every evening and every morning. If there's a fee, you'll put the fee in the envelope and write down the amount and the date. This is not the actual paper, this is a stand-in. Every day you'll have a temperature check and symptoms paper to fill out. You'll write the temperature, if there's any symptoms, like if your child is coughing or has a fever or has a runny nose, you'll circle it. You'll write the date and stamp it. Now if your child has a fever, they're not supposed to go to school, but anyways, it's there, so keep that in mind. You'll have to do this every day. The communications notebook is used for obviously anything specific to your child, but also any kind of announcements that the teacher needs to tell you. And if you have any questions, then you write it down too. You write the date and you write your question, and then the teacher will check it and answer it. If they don't notice it, then like the next day you can put the temperature page in there, so they kind of have to pull it out and realize that it's in there. This is the Yochien stuff. For Hoikuen, it's more detailed, but you'll have to write the date. You'll write when you have the time scale. So what time did they wake up? What time did they go to bed? What time did they eat? You'll write their temperature, what they felt like, when they pooped, what their poop was like. You'll write what their meal was, what time did they eat dinner, what did they eat for dinner, what time did they eat breakfast, what was for breakfast. The sensei will also make notes about like what time they slept. They'll measure, so on measurement days they'll write the measurements. The sensei will write any notes like what did they do that day. And then if you have questions, then you can write it in here. You will need a thermometer. You can have the forehead kind or the kind that goes in the ear. This one can be used in the armpit, so don't freak out. And then you can write the temperature down. If you have ever felt like getting a hanko, a seal, a stamp, but you didn't feel like it would be practical, well, this is the time. This is your time, because every day, I guess you could just write your initials and circle it, but if you want to use your hanko, you can just do your stamp. This is not the best surface, but you can do your stamp and then boom, you're a hanko wielding using gaijin. Congratulations. All right, I think that's it for tonight. I'll put a list of where I got most of our stuff in the description box, and good luck shopping. Happy hunting. Bye.